Right. Welcome to Ardenweald, where we are dealing with the best prank to remember by Lady Moonberry. We haven't seen anyone come through the gateway in a very long time, certainly not someone like you. What brings you to Ardenweald? A message from the Primus of Maldraxxus, you say? We haven't heard from him in, well, it's been a long time. It isn't that I don't believe you, but, well, the Queen doesn't have time for pranks. Lucky for you, I do. Moonberry leans in close, whispering. And for this one, I think we need one more lily. Moonberry winks. Let me take a look at this message. You bring that last night lily to Featherlight, and then we shall talk. The message is magically sealed. Well, that's no fun. There we go. And release dates, of course, if we're talking about it. It's purely what we're thinking is gonna happen. Of course, not a certainty.
Hello there.
How do you do this?
Ardenweald hype.
Ardenweald hype. Thank you very much for the free baby. How will we go into one of the 4 realms? Choose Covenant or select by class. First time it's going to be linear. Second time you can pick. Featherlight, you place the lily. This stupid seal just won't open. Yeah, Featherlight, Moonberry's assistant. I have the lily for ya. And look, look, look. Now that thingy comes alive. With his little top hat. Or her little top hat. There we go. My slumber recedes. A beard, a hat. Gifts of time. Mirth of Fae. The forest sighs in laughter. You bring joy, Lady Moonberry. I try, old friends. Maybe you can help the forest grow again soon. Be welcome, young sprouts. Your path is revealed with each step that you take. Will you help me gain an audience with the Queen? Don't worry, I'll edit this all out. Don't worry. This way, come along. Sadly, the Queen cannot grant you an audience. Her spirit is spread thin across Ardenweald. The drought threatens the entire forest. Your voice is but one bird singing in the night. The Queen's magic protects every branch, every leaf. If not for her vigilance, all might be lost. For now, we Night Fae must act in her stead. Yeah, the way that this zone looks is out of this world. Stupid bug, can't get rid of me. If you're...
Help me!
Oh, cool, voice acting. Ah. Whoa. Ugh, Spriggans. Sorry, I had to make a quick stop on the way. Yeah, of course, we need to help him. Ooh, voice acting. It may not look like it from up here, but Ardenweald is on the brink. A beautiful flower that blooms only at night. Your arrival in Ardenweald gives me hope things are about to change for the better. I will seek out the Queen on your behalf, but in return, you're going to need to handle things in my stead. My Queen isn't the only one who's been kept busy with the droughts. First, you're going to help my fellow Night Fae here with their Spriggan problem. Boot their leader off that poor moth, then Featherlight will tell you where to go next. If you survive, we'll meet at Tirna Vaal, and I would stay on the path if I were you. Ardenweald can be dangerous for the unwary. Featherlight will guide you from here. Help the forest as you head for Tirna Vaal. Okie dokie. Come here, little moth rider. Damn Spriggan. Get off there. Ha 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 ha. So Spriggan are like the little tricksters. The Night Fae, the creatures of the Night Fae. So the butterflies that we saw there. They were actually born from the hand of the Winterqueen. It was she who created Ardenweald. And from Ardenweald, different kind of creatures came to be, like the little tree person that we saw at the start. They were also born from that magic, and they were the ones who helped the Winter Queen with forming the groves and creating all the areas. If you can handle the Spriggans, then perhaps I can give you some of the more interesting items on Lady Moonberry's agenda. Excellent. So did you have voice acting, or was it just that line? Oh, it was just that line, was it? Okay. Featherlight checks his notes. Let's see. There was a request for help regarding an imperiled wildseed and something about an egg. The original note wasn't entirely clear, but the Fae we are looking for is... Ah. That was some good timing. Ah, it's Corinth again. Well, I suppose we'll find out what his trouble is. I'll fly ahead and look for him. Stick to the path and we'll meet up. Corinth is always getting into trouble. Let's see what it is this time. Featherlight, over here. And if more quests have been added, we're gonna find out. If there are more quests, it's gonna be in the side quest department. Not so much the main quests, I imagine. We did hear a voice line that I don't recall the first time around, so maybe also some more voice acting, that would be nice. I was supposed to take care of them, but they were taken. I'm standing in for Lady Moonberry. What happened? There is so little anima, and I have to say goodbye to so many slumbering spirits, friends that I've looked after for ages. But Elder Dunmira is so close to her time of awakening, I couldn't say goodbye like that. I moved her wildseed to a spot where I thought that she could get a little more anima to make it through, and then that terrible creature stole it. I think the big bird is trying to incubate it like an egg. They are the purpose of Ardenweald, these seeds. Wild seeds contain slumbering nature spirits like Elder Dunmira. Who is under that bird? If you could coax it off the nest for me, I could sneak in and grab her. I'm glad Moonberry was able to send someone if she couldn't come herself. You know, she normally wants a song and dance for her help. Corin chuckles. So you help me get the bird off the nest? Corin smiles hopefully. But I'm gonna need that song and dance though, as Moonberry would have done. Well, if you insist. Lady Moonberry is the finest fairy. Is this really necessary? Unsk, 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 unsk. Are we done? Can you do another one? No. Hold still. Dun, 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 dun. So now I'm a bird. And that other bird. So the idea behind the seeds is if you are a spirit connected to nature. Think, for example, wild gods like Cenarius. You will make your way to Ardenweald. In Ardenweald, there is a cycle of rebirth, because you might remember how Cenarius was taken out of Warcraft 3, and then he came back later during Cataclysm. Yeah, that's what Ardenweald kind of did. Like, you spend your time in a pod here, and you recover your strength, and they use anima to bring you back. But since there is an anima shortage, they now need to make a choice as to which seeds, which spirits actually get to recover and come back. And which ones wither away forever. Oh, hello? Run, Corinth. I mean, we tried. We tried to seduce it. We tried to do it the kind way. But sometimes it just needs to be put down, ain't it? I'm sorry. Gave it all I got. Alright. Thank you for saving a wild seed. I will bring it to safety. That was fun to watch. You had the bird ready to build a nest and raise hatchlings. Oh, I needed that love. I am surprised, but pleased that you weren't destroyed. Well done. Now we have to move on to an easier but far less fun task. The Heartwood Grove is being shut down. Not all of their wild seeds will be saved. In fact, we're only sending a few to another grove. Your next task is to bring the final list to Droman Krelnor. Follow me. Heartwood Grove isn't far. Each wild seed holds a spirit of nature who will one day awaken and return to their worlds. If the game could stop explaining lore that I'm trying to explain, like seriously, Blizzard is trying to put me out of business. It's a conspiracy. The queen must decide which one survive and which one wither away, the spirit within lost forever. It is a grim task, but until the drought ends, it has to be done. Look for refuge elsewhere, friend. This grove will soon be gone. Move along, stranger. A short list of names, and the names on the list are Elder Dunmira, Ashemain, and Naiga Tella. And Ashemain is one of the wild gods. If you're a druid player, you might have actually picked up the fangs of Ashemain as your artifact in Legion. Move along, stranger. Droman Krelnor sighs warily as he reads the short list of names. At least a few will be cared for in Tirna Vaal. Help with some souls... Featherlight, we be in need of your help, Tazan says. Helping some souls in trouble wasn't on our list, but it's just the sort of thing Lady Moonberry's been helping with these days. Let's go see what's going on. And what is your deal, Tazan? You're standing in for Lady Moonberry. Well, I hope you're good at handling starving wildlife. But what happened? This way, we were attacked by starving wildlife. There are souls in danger. And who are you? Who am I? Featherlight. Who are you? Who am I? None of your business. I am a soul. When my time came, I was called to Ardenweald. I worked with spirits all my life, so it felt only natural. How do you like my soul-shaped form? I always wanted to run around as a wolf all the time. And what happened? This way we were attacked by starving wildlife. There are souls in danger. Yeah, I know it's the sticky key situation, but I've never heard it go like, Neow. It's like, okay, excuse me. I swore an oath to care for those wild seeds. We can't just abandon them. Nisha, it's all happening so fast. My grove is dying. Your eyes need a bit more glow because they're a bit creepy, although these are adorable. Look at them. All the ooh-woos. All of them. We haven't been on that long yet. No. Tazan, you found help. And here's Awul. Also no voice. And as Tazan just exemplified, ooh, fancy. You can actually choose what kind of form you want to take when you reach Ardenweald. So they might now look like a wolf, but who knows what kind of creature or being they were in life. They actually made that choice to be that way. I was trying to take these souls to a place to give off their anima, but it all went wrong. The wildlife of Ardenweald was never so dangerous before this drought. I need to get to safety to the Spirit Glen. Please help. I will help you. Please save those poor souls. We need to save Chufa and nature spirits. Okay. So, of course, as every realm feeds and lives of anima, it's being out of balance, it being in shortage. Now, all of a sudden, you know, everything's all topsy-turvy and nothing is really doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. I just need Chufa. Chufa. Is it me or we kind of ignore the fact that we are losing a lot of nature spirits? We appear to be losing entire groves, presumably have loads of spirits in them and only a couple of keepers seem to really care. You mean in Ardenweald? They care pretty hard about it, but it's like, yeah, what can you do? We're trying to fix the situation. And outside of Ardenweald, is it public knowledge that everybody is now just dying as they actually die? Dying as they actually die, you know what I mean. Safe. Here on your head. Oh, look, it's Pepe again. Come along, little squirrel. And my spirit animal is not a slug, Mufuzala. Thank you so much. You've been a big help to me and the souls in my care. Remember to stick to the road. The forest is filled with dangerous creatures. Thank you again. You are welcome. Night embrace you. We are in your debts. We aren't getting many souls, so everyone we still have is important. I'll be sure to let Lady Moonberry know of your heroic rescue in her name. She might even decide that she owes you a favor. That's everything in the list. On the list even, in this part of the forest. We're close to Tirna Vaal. Moonberry said that she'd meet you there. I'm going to fly ahead so everyone knows to expect you. Just stay on the path and you won't be eaten. Probably. See you soon. Stay on the road to reach Tirna Vaal. I will see you there. Yeah, design-wise, it is beautiful. Help! Won't anyone please help me? My granny is so sick. We were trying to go to Tirna Vaal. We were hoping that Droman could help us, but she is so weak and the forest is so dangerous. Please, would you help me? My granny is hiding in a cave nearby. She is so sick. Oh, thank you, stranger. It is so hard to find someone that you can trust. So, like, 3 NPCs, 3 times they told us, let's stay on the road. Stay on the road and you won't get eaten. And we're like, nah. The first Nelwyn that we encounter, we're just gonna follow to this remote cave. Like, nothing bad ever happens if you follow someone to a remote cave. Hey, what a surprise. Look, it's Granny. Granny got eaten. This Sylvar is unnaturally pale and is barely breathing. She might be dead already. You blink and one eye is wide open, staring at you. The mouth stretches open into a gaping maw. My, what big teeth you have, Granny. Oh my god. I am shocketh. I am surpriseth. Yes, Nelwyn. You want to explain yourself? Uh-huh. Smirks at you. Hey, what is the big idea? Now we play for real. Look, it's more of the Spriggans. And Tsunara in the chat says that they got new quest. Oh, speaking of chat, by the way. Let me just do that. And unlock the window. Make it a little bit bigger. Now you can all read with me. Because I know last time it was a wee bit too tiny. Does it look good like this or does it need to be bigger still? Alright. Hurry now. Everything must be perfect for the queen. Hello again. I have good news. Are you gonna talk? Who are you? What are you? I am Tirna. I am the forest, kin of the to the trees. When the Winter Queen stretched out her hand and created an Ardenweald, we were among the first to grow. We dug our roots deep and lifted walls high. We built the groves that turn and serve until the immeasurable breath of time is spent and we return to the cycle. You got caught up to do the dance, huh? Moonberry loves. I knew I liked you. I'll keep your name in mind, in case I have any other odd jobs or favors. I bring good news. The queen is coming to Tirna Vaal. This grove will remain open to tend to the wild seeds and harbor souls. She will be here soon to bless the heart and reinvigorate everything. You should have a chance to talk to her then. Express your appreciation for her help. Featherlight says that you kept up your end of the deal. Good thing I was able to catch the queen's attention for a brief moment. Wait, did a cool moment happen? What? So this is gonna be changed. Every leaf eventually dies, and the path behind you is strewn with the fallen, yet some trees remain evergreen, a reminder of spring. I couldn't agree more, but if the queen is coming, there's a lot of work to be done, so everything is just right. The ripples of time stretch across an eternal sea. Souls most attuned to nature come to Ardenweald for the rest. Those not to be reborn play in the forest. It is their reward and it is their service. Their forms are of their choosing and they give off their anima to the groves. The cycle thus continues even after their death. But to the north, these souls do not rest. They have fallen into danger, into unrest. Seek them and save them. The song of Tirna Vaal is discordant. This must be corrected for the Winter Queen's arrival. One such discord surrounds Dreamweaver. He oversees the care of Tirna Vaal's wild seeds that reside nearby. There is much chaos in the area. Please do what you can to write the chorus around Dreamweaver. We have a lot to do before the Queen arrives. No time to waste. So yeah, the Queen is busy trying to hold it all together. We need to make sure that the grove is ready for the Queen's arrival. She is, of course, super duper special. Cool. New dialogue. So pretty much we're keeping an eye on things and we're trying to fix it. I was there in the Garden of Night when the Spriggans attacked. Waves then swarmed through the garden and began to terrorize us all. Are you hurt? I made it out safely, but I lost some of my things during all of the confusion. The Spriggans will destroy my tools, I just know it. I'm afraid I cannot go back to retrieve my tools, that the garden will go untended. I can search for your tools. Really, you do look like a mighty paladin, but it might be dangerous, and I would hate for anything to happen to you. I will try my best. What did you lose? I seem to be missing my basket, my flute, my hammer, and my wand. Oh, and the diary. The history of the garden will be lost if the Spriggans destroy that. I'm not sure how I will repay your kindness, but if you're able to find my things, I will be eternally grateful. Wait, so it's a quest, but not really a quest? Oh? It's like find random-ass treasure and you will make them happy? Neat. Yes, hello? No. This won't please the Queen at all. What happened? You're new, aren't you? Not a fae, nor are you bound for the wildseed, and the Droman sent you here to help me? Well, this just got very interesting. Things are chaotic here in the tranquil pools. It'd be devastated if the Winter Queen saw this. This area is meant to be a peaceful place where we give anima to the wild seeds. With our current anima drought, beasts starved for anima have come here trying to steal what belongs to the wild seeds. They sadly need to be put down, or else they may endanger the spirits that reside in the wild seeds. We infuse wild seeds with anima cones that we collect from the surrounding area, but the wild seed tenders are missing, and we have drained wild seeds right out into the open. This is an absolute mess that must be corrected before the Winter Queen arrives. I need to take these anima cones and infuse a few of the wild seeds here with anima. I'll walk you through a couple, then I have you go find the missing tenders. So we need to take a basket. Thank you, friends. These pools are anything but tranquil lately. I kind of want to look like Deckard Cain with like a massive beard. A massive white beard and a cane. Hello, friends. Stay a while and listen. Yes, I will tell you about all the Warcraft lore. Why, many, many years ago, in the great dark beyond, there was light and there was void. And then the Burning Legion tried to claim Azeroth over and over and over again. Alright, wildseed.
Hello there!
Indeed. Wildseeds need caretakers to give them anima. Without it, the spirits inside them can't be reborn. The plants ate them. Not again. Did they eat the tenders? Aww. Normally, this process doesn't require outside help from whatever species you are. Ah, my apologies, that was rude. Please understand that we receive a multitude of spirits from all over existence. It is hard for me to keep track of proper names of every race that comes through here. Fine work. We mustn't stop tending to the wild seeds that the Winterqueen has chosen to be saved. Now, perhaps you can lend me a hand with another matter. Belly full of fae. The local plant life have gone somewhat wild during this anima drought. They went ahead and ate most of the young fae that were tending to this part of the tranquil pools. At least that solves where they've been all this time. Oh, don't worry. This isn't the first time that this has happened. We can last quite a while inside of those monsters. Take my dagger, use it to carve through those large monsters to free the other wild seed tenders. I have to apologize for the state that the tranquil pools are in. Normally there's only a few monsters in the area. The wild seed tenders tell me that the gobblers have eaten all the anima cones intended for use in Tirna Vaal. Could you go ahead and rip the anima cones out of those gobblers? We have spirits that are in need of more anima within Tirna Vaal. Use my dagger to open the plants and free the others. We'll meet you in Tirna Vaal. Right. Gut them, open the bellies, pull out some cones. Gotcha. You hope the mic boom is what now? And I'm always down for it, Crisco. I always enjoy talking about the lore. And Reverend Mother Gaius. Okay, I'll when do you get off work? Tell me when do you get off work, so I'll cancel the stream right now. And I will sit here in the dark. And I will wait until we are ready. But hi, how you doing? Yeah, I need to cut them open. I kind of forgot. Quick, cut us out of this thing. Yeah. Come on out. Close call. Thanks. Close call. Thanks. You're welcome. I always forget about those. Go and click on the item to make sure to do the quests. You're stuck between Warrior Hunter Pally on which you're going to main. I would wait a little bit longer. I would wait a bit more or later in the alpha development. I've also seen people like with high hope for Shadowlands, which is great. I definitely think Shadowlands has I was going to say expansion, but that is not even close to the word that I wanted to use. It has potential. Yeah. It has potential to be great. But will it be like a whole lot of systems that are actually going to be quite core systems for max level? Those are going to be a bigger deciding factor, like how is Shadowlands going to be? But for now, it's definitely looking good, yeah. We have saved the phase that were eaten. It is a pleasure to see whatever species you are here within Ardenweald. Great work. This should help get the tranquil pools back to normal. I admit, I'd fought the worst when I couldn't find any of the tenders. I'm glad they were only eaten by the local Hydra. Have you found the anima cones? They're still useful, even if they're a little slimy. Trust me, the spirits don't care as long as they get their anima. A seed of condensed anima fallen from one of the celestial trees. It is covered in saliva. The anima cones. Look at how many there are, and they're brimming with anima. We need to get these anima cones to the spirit within Tirna Vaal as soon as possible. You've done great work so far. I usually bring this anima to our newest wild seeds in Tirna Vaal. I'd love for you to come with me and infuse this anima into one of our youngest wild seeds. I'm quite excited for you. Let's go. Come, we'll show you how to care for a wild seed and watch its spirit dream. Let's start with a younger one. It arrived just before the drought and needs a little extra attention. Gee Willikers. I wonder who this spirit is going to be. Gee Willikers. Oh. The wind lifts your wings once more, Dreamweaver. All thanks to our helpful new friends. Yeah. Isn't this a great little wild seed? It will be many years before it returns to its plane. Go on, take the anima cones that you found and infuse it with anima. Invalid targets. How about this? Haha. Uh-oh. A nightmare is afflicting the spirit inside the wild seed. Evil Lizzie, thank you very much for the 14. Sorry, YouTubes. I'll do my best to edit this. Uh-oh, a nightmare is afflicting the spirit inside this wild seed. Poor thing must have met a violent end. A touch of anima should soothe it. Once its dreams have calmed, we can... Wait, the spirit is bonding with you. This hasn't happened since I can remember. The spirit is bonding with us. We should tell the Droman. A wild seed bonding with its caretaker is a rare and joyous occasion. This isn't good. The spirit's nightmare still lingers. Whatever could have happened to it? So inside this young little wild seed is somebody who has a dream. Well, one can only wonder who this potentially could be. The ripples of time, one special spirits. Dreamweaver's melody has changed, as well as the small spirit residing in the wild seed. So Dreamweaver has named it a Dreamer, and you have bonded with it? This is a song that has not been sung in all of Ardenweald's existence. You are a most interesting creature. Chufa! Help! Spriggan stole our anima! They took my friends! What is this? What is this? The tall tree has sent you to help us? Help us? What is this? What is that? What is anything? Whoa, what? What is this? What is that? What? Maybe the chipmunk will sound less like really hyper and more like... What is this, man? What is that? What is anything? They need to calm down. Spriggans, nasty Spriggans, they came to the grove, they messed it all up. They took the anima from the soul webs. We were collecting it, yes, collecting it for the tall tree in the grove. The Spriggans have to pay. Beat them up. So, just beat them up. Then use this soul web to take back the anima. We need it, they don't. Oh no, oh no. My friends, they gave so much of their anima. They lost their forms. We all take form when we come here, you see, something that suits us. But we give our anima, we give to help the grove. So we give so much that sometimes it's too much. I still have some anima. I still have my form. Get me to my friends. We can get their forms back. We must save them. Hurry, hurry. Yeah, that chipmunk. He's like, where's my money? Where's my anima? They do not mess around. So, Ruri, as I mentioned before, when you go to Ardenweald, you actually get to choose what form you want. But Ruri has been giving up so much of their anima to keep the grove going that they've now become basic bitch. As I have become level 55. Oh yeah. I was doing just fine. Are you okay? I was having a little nap. What is the big fuzz? The fuzz is, it is time to leave.
What an odd creature you are.
They're helping us, Ruri. Druid creatures exist in Ysera too. Which ones? The Spriggans? There is a variation of it. They did mention that certain creatures that you might encounter in Ardenweald, that there are similarities to the ones in the real world. Translation, reusing models is awesome. Are the World Pillar and the World Tree connected? Not that I'm aware. Okay, let's not forget to push the button. Yoink their anima. There we go. Oh, so when they're doing a quest, you see like a different kind of... Oh, that's cool. Here's Awul. Awul we ran into earlier. The little owl one. Awul. I've got this, I've got this. No, I don't got this. Yeah.
Ooh, I can fly again. Oh, thank you, Chufa.
Also, here are some orders from the Ancient One. Sow havoc, reap chaos. He will take his place as the one true god of death. Now, it's anybody's guess what they're actually talking about. But I would say, like, there's an alternative storyline happening in Ardenweald. There's the main campaign about anima and keeping the banished one in prison and whatnot. But then there's also the dungeon called The Other Side. And in the dungeon The Other Side, there is a storyline with Bonsamdi and Muzala. And both of them are kind of like Loa of Death. So they're having a wee bit of a competition. Like, who is the true Loa of Death? And I think that these creatures are working with Muzala. And in turn, Muzala is working with the jailer. In other areas of Ardenweald, you actually run into like minions of Muzala. So I think it's an alternative storyline. I don't think it's actually relates to the jailer, but you know. Oh, dearie me. I seem to be rather far away from where I'm supposed to be. I'm so tired. If only I could lay my head down and rest. Come on, slank man.
Now, what sort of spirit are you?
Huh. They're not a spirit, Slacknan. You found them. You found my friends. They have their forms. Now we have one last thing to do. One last thing. Ardenweald just slaps. Yeah, do you like it, brownie points? The design is fantastic. Questing besides the main campaign still needs a lot of development, but that's also what they mention in game. There was literally a quest that was like, yeah, more will come here. Stolen. They stole the anima. They ran like crazy and... Wait, that's normal. They're always that bad. Stupid Spriggans. Bad Spriggans, bad. They take our anima, we lose our forms, and one is worst of all, Mizik. He tells the others what to do and he rides a Gorm. Big nasty Gorm. Get him. Get him. Get him. I'll leave you alone. Have you ever seen crossbreed races in WoW? Ooh. Have we actually seen those in WoW? Yeah. We've seen Rexar, which is Ogre Orc. Magnafall. They've never added Varisa's children, right?
But the Ancient One promised.
And Garona? Yup. It is done, it is done. Meet you outside the glen. Alright. Gone. The bad Spriggan is gone. Ding dong. Spirit Glen will be ours again. Now to leave. We have to leave. To the tree, to the tree. It is time for us to return to the grove. We have our anima, we have our forms. The tall tree needs the anima. The tall tree will be happy. I will see you there. To the tree, to the tree. We'll be safe at the tree. Yes, tree man. There we go. In this time of drought, even the smallest contribution helps. Small, boisterous, noisy, but still vital. Thank you. Enjoy, Brahman. You've really helped get Tirna Vaal ready for the Winterqueen's arrival. Over here, we saved From Brook to Lake, Waters Return, Welcome Home. You've really helped get Tirna Vaal ready for the Winterqueen's arrival. The Winterqueen won't regret her decision for Tirna Vaal to survive, not when everything is so well prepared. There's just one last thing that needs to be fixed, and it's you. Excuse you? I am perfection. I can't have you meet the Winterqueen without some of Ardenweald's essence. I'm ready to properly prepared to meet the Winterqueen. Huh. Oh, they put me a little pod. Whee! You've kept your promises to help us, but I couldn't deliver your message in return. How dreadful of me. Please accept this gift instead. A small part of Ardenweald's magic. Yours to use as you wish. I'm telling you, this is the pretty covenant. There, now we're even. Wait, what's that? Oh. Uh-oh. Look, all those Fae are running from Heartwood Grove. Something is wrong. I must inform the Winterqueen. It looks like we need your help again, my friends. I have a little butterfly flying. Oh, never mind. It's gone. Teshmer, catch! If this quest ever bugs out, it will be well funny. Keeping winds descend from Heartwood Grove. The forest cowers. Jason the King, thank you very much for the bits, by the way. Preparing for the Winterqueen. Help! Heartwood Grove is under attack. Heartwood Grove needs our aid. There's a great conflict drowning the already sorrowful song of Heartwood Grove. And we get the Ardenweald's coveted ability, which is Blessing of Summer. Basically, the Ardenweald coveted ability when it comes to Red Paladin is you can click the thing, and it gives you a buff for a minute. And each of these things, there's like autumn, spring, summer, and fall, winter, something like that. I don't really like this one because, you know, I hardly ever activate it, but maybe I should just add it in like a macro and be like, yeah, I used it, it's fine. Right, the Heartwood Grove. The denizens of Ardenweald are no strangers to conflict, but to see such a ripple of silver flee from the grove is a great concern. Lady Moonberry makes haste to request the Winterqueen come at once. You must move quickly to investigate Heartwood Grove. One of her stags shall deliver you there with utmost speed. Ride the stag, hasten to Heartwood Grove, dark clouds gather. Thank you, Feisty. Are the different spirit form fox so Heart van Vol is are the different fox forms in game already? I don't know what those are.
Please help Naya.
Oh no, not Naya. Keep running. Revendreft is my favorite questing zone. Looks-wise,
Naya is
Ardenweald.
still back there.
Alright, we need to help Naya. I'm pretty sure Naya was the one who was previously like, I cannot leave my groves. I have a duty. I don't care how much anima has been taken. I have a duty. Are there queens for every season? That would actually be pretty cool. Now that you mention it. Join us, Naya. Don the mask and serve the masters. Never. Your masters will answer for what they've done. Hey-ya. Okay. Good job. Oh, wait. You're the one who helped Darwin and Tazan. These masked fays suddenly attacked the grove. Please. We have to drive them back. Alright. So the idea behind this is with anima being a shortage, with those bugs eating at like the edges of the realm. But we also see a return of the Drusts. Added in Battle for Azeroth, originally Vrykul found their way into what we would perceive as the Emerald Nightmare, which they call Trost. Messing about with like life and death. And we dealt a little bit with them, and they're trying to make their way into Ardenweald. Take over the land, corrupt it and whatnot. Yeah. We can't leave Heartwood Grove like this. Heartwood Grove was chosen to be depleted so other groves could survive. I started seeing Silver and Vorkal with these strange masks, and before I knew it, they were on nearly everyone here. Please, you have to kill any of them who are wearing those masks. They aren't the friends that I once knew. All that remains are monsters that want to destroy Ardenweald. One of my tasks in Heartwood Grove was to tend to the wildseeds. Some were chosen to be brought back to Tirna Vaal, but now these monsters have taken over and intend to drain the anima from the wildseeds. Please, I need to recover some of the wildseeds that are left. I'll get the others. We can't let the spirits that were given a chance to survive die to these monsters. When Heartwood Grove was chosen to be depleted, we were ordered to take the heart of the grove to Tirna Vaal. The possessed attacked while that was happening and started forcing these masks onto all of us. The heart of a grove contains a massive amount of anima. We can't lose it to these monsters. Can you recover it? I need to find one of our healers, a Sylvar named Corin. He'll be able to help us find anyone else who might still be alive. I'll look for survivors. Meet me further within the grove. You got it. Alright, hands up. Who want those to become new allied race? The whatchamacallums. Alternative reactions for Kaltiran druids. They have Drust forms, don't they? Haven't tested it, Methuselah, but that's a good question. Me. Yeah, they would be. Like when it comes to the new allied races, some have made mention of it might be a little bit difficult as they are creatures tied to the Shadowlands. Me personally, I'm like, you know, magic is a thing. Let there be magic. He took the hearts, Corum says. Oh no. Corum. Krelnor. Mast. Shrouded Mire. And they're dead. Okay. Rip. In pepperoni. Fawn. Oh, yeah. Are they called fawn? Alright. Beware the masks. Yeah, so the masks are pretty much like to control them. I'm trying to remember if I've actually seen like the main source of the thrust attack, but I don't think I have. I remember during some of the side quests that they went into more details about what was going on in the edges of the domain and what was going on with the Drust. Of course, part of the main campaign is also being introduced to the Drust threats. And then the dungeon here also has one of the Drusts trying to take over. And we tried to prevent it, but I'd imagine that like in World Quest or whatnot, you'll be informed of, yeah, there are more Drust still on the attack. I don't think that is hard to imagine. Silvar in-game. There you go. And which story do I find the best so far? It's a bit tricky. That one is a bit more tricky to answer. Like Revendreth's overall, I just really enjoyed. But even Ardenweald, despite the questing still needing a lot of development, has an interesting storyline. Maldraxxus as well. And Bastion. I think the only thing that's holding me back from saying like, yeah, Bastion is ready to be shipped, is that part of when the questline actually becomes interesting is locked behind the goddamn Covenant. You do all this work, and then they just tease you and they send you off to Maldraxxus, which, you know, great motivation to sign up with the Covenant, don't get me wrong. But it's just such a lore tease, ain't it? Thank you. I tried so hard to save them from whatever this is, but once that mask is on, there is no return. I will do my part to get some of the wild seeds, you get the others. The wild seeds anima is almost completely drained, but the spirit within is still surviving. You found more wild seeds. They're so weak, I can't stand to see them like this. We need to finish this and bring them to Tirna Vaal as soon as possible. Quarter is dead, and the heart of the grove is gone. Then we have much to do. Corinth, I swear we'll take back the heart of the grove. So excuse me. The grove's Roman was possessed by these masks. I fear he's going to drain all the anima from the grove's hearts. Every grove has a heart that is used to supply with anima. In this drought, losing a heart would be... I prefer not to think about it. We'll carve a path through the shrouded mire to find the domain and the heart of the grove. Many of these possessed have stolen Heartwood Grove's anima cones. We must recover them along the way. Every bit of anima counts in this drought. Hey, they got the Ardenweald mount. Cool. With Corinth past, we'll need help to get the heart back from the Droman. There are 3 survivors trapped nearby. One is Kazat Kran, a Tiernan who has tended to the Ardenweald longer than I can count. Another is Wagon Master Derowin, who was here to help deliver wild seeds to Tirna Vaal. And the last is Tazan, a soul who complains too much for my liking and that wolf spirit that we ran into. If we rescue them, we may be able to recover the heart of the grove from the Droman. Corinth's passing will not be in vain. I need to pay a little bit of attention, because my lay on hands is on cooldown as well. It is all gone. Like, even the little face have been turned with their little masks. Aww, you are poor things. Let me put you out of your misery. Oh no, I'm actually gonna die, I think. Oh wait, never mind. We got a proc. Ooh, baby. Stop them. Ching. Alright. Warden of Lost Souls. Wakey wakey. Gratitude blooms from seeds of strife. Our paths converge in the mire. Now that is a cool ability. I wish I could turn myself into a bunch of roots and just teleport somewhere. There has to be a connection there. Killjoy and the Dreadlords did kind of commission the Helm of Domination Frostmourne of the Rune Carver. I don't know if they commissioned it or if they stole it. Because that was once suggested, like maybe they actually stole it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Because that opens up a lot of interesting possibilities as to where the domination gear and the sword comes from, as well as what their original purpose were. I really like the idea of it being stolen. Like, imagine them being dumb enough to take it off the jailer, and that the domination gear and Frostmourne were originally designed to contain the jailer, and because they used it to create the Lich King, it was one of the first cracks in setting the jailer free. That would be well cool. Okay, Tazan. Thanks, I'll run ahead. I'm guessing you could use some help. Recovering the anima cones. We can't let the possessed take anything else from us. Some anima still remains within this anima cone. So many anima cones lost. At least we were able to recover these. Stealing it pissed him off and actually weakened his chain a bit. Who knows? Yeah, something like that. Like, if you look at the jailer model, and we actually did a speculation video about this last Monday, how the runes of the blade line up with some of the runes on the jailer. Imagine that the domination gear and domination helmet wasn't so much to contain the scourge at first, but to actually contain the jailer. Like a power suit to contain the mighty power of the jailer. And they just took that. I think that would lead to a lot of interesting storytelling. It is too late for me. Oh no. Deadowin, we can't let her die. We have the anima cones. We can use them to save her. Hurry! We can use the anima cones we gathered to save Darwin's life. I know they're intended for the wild seeds, but we can't let these monsters take anyone else. No. The anima's for the wild seeds. Korif is gone, I can't lose you too. The cycle goes on, and so must you. Deadowin, no. Those monsters will pay for this. There is the heart of the grove. We have to get it back for all those who have fallen. The Droman of Heartwood Grove seems to be controlled by some sort of otherworldly magic. If we do not hurry, he will drain all of the anima out of the hearts. I do hate to be in a rush, but we have no choice. We will need some amount of anima to break through that barrier. Lucky for us, Tazan is an older spirit of Ardenweald. He has plenty of it to spare. Speak with Tazan and tell the old spirit to use his anima to help save the hearts. I need you to use some of your anima to destroy the Droman's barrier. You want my anima? Why can't the ancient Tirna do it? Darkness encroaches, starlight shines in our defense. Anima given shall return in time. Okay, but I better get some back. He has butterfly wings as well. Cool. There, let's finish this. Dromen Krelnor toward it. Alright. Karel, thank you very much for the 14 months, baby. Howdy, everybody. Ardenweald will belong to the masters. No, you will take nothing more. No, fiend. This is where your story ends. He has a mask on his face, right? Yeah, he does. So originally he was like a protector of this area.
Oh! Thank you!
All shall bow, all shall wither. I'm happy that you were thanking him for his service to the grove. I'm sure that they appreciate it. Come on, Droman Krelnor. Is there no way that we can reach you? Is there no way that we do not have to end your life? No? Just no possibility? Nisha, I'm sorry. The heart of the grove! No! Uh-oh. Aww. Without the heart's anima, so many wild seeds will starve. Hope grows from seeds of ash. The cycle continues always. Our paths diverge in the Twilid woods. Tirna Vaal beckons you home. So we thwarted the master plan. And that little seed right there died, so that probably means a grove died as well. Speak with Nisha within the shrouded mire. We have lost so much. Why would anyone do this? So many of my friends have returned to the cycle, all because of these strange masks. Why did they take my friends? What was the point of destroying the heart of my grove? You have to tell Droman Trashmer that Tirna Vaal what happened here. I'll make my way to Tirna Vaal eventually. I need some time to say goodbye to all that are gone. I'll catch up with you in Tirna Vaal. I just need some time to say goodbye. Are you sure it's safe? There's still a lot of Maas Fae around. I'll be fine, Tazan. You go on ahead. Well, I better stay with you for protection. Thank you. I've heard that Darrowin and Coram were great at pranks. Is that true? Well, one time with Dreamweaver. No. Vixel's look. He's comforting her. That old spirit full of anima that was like, I don't want to help out, is comforting her in a moment of grief. Aww. Alright. Tirna Vaal is one of the most fortunate groves. It has a chance to survive, and the queen will do everything in her power to make it so. The ripples of time, heartless. I could sense a great loss within the roots of Ardenweald. We shall see what the Winterqueen does with this news. Audience with the Winterqueen. The queen approaches. The land sings beneath her feet. Tirna Vaal will bloom once more. Wait and listen, and then speak when the time arrives. So last time that we did this part, there was no temporary cutscene. It might just be a cool in-game event again. Let's find out. I'm ready to meet the Winterqueen. The queen arrives and infuses the grove with her power, but she vanishes again before you can speak with her. There we go. Okay, so it's still holding temporarily. Oh no, she moved on too quickly. I know you wanted to speak with her, and I thought for certain that she could stay long enough to grant you an audience. Moonberry looks down, crestfallen. Things must be worse than I thought. She has to be in so many places all at once. Moonberry sets her hands on her hips, resolute. Well, we'll just have to keep trying to get you to her. And Yumsy too, hello there. You creep you out? Not the Fae, come on now, they're cute. They're adorable. Are they not adorable? And they sing, and they do their thing. Oh, the tree dudes. Oh, I love them. They remind me a lot of Ori and the Blind Forest. And these are the ones who made, like, the groves and whatnot. They're okay. Burn it all to the ground. Where do I go now? Don't worry, we can still think of something. Clearly, there are simply too many crises all across Ardenweald for the queen, and I'm afraid her court to manage all at once. Oh right, there's too much for them to handle all at once. We must start putting out some of those fires, or her attention will always be divided. You've done so much already, but the queen's presence is still too divided. We need her help to restore balance. Then, maybe, she will stay still long enough for you to deliver your message. For instance, the Wild Hunt have been called the Glitterfall Bassin, but they were quickly overwhelmed. We need their muscle to drive out these invaders. Go and seek out Hunt Captain Corain. Oh, and don't let the ferocity deter you. All Vorkai are like that. Just don't get between her spear and her prey. The Wild Hunt is vital to Ardenweald's defense. Help them out, and they can help turn the tide. Step forwards. Word of your deeds has spread quickly in the forests. Hunt Captain Corain. No one outruns the Wild Hunt, but who are you? I am Hunt Captain Corain of the Wild Hunt. I serve the Winterqueen and protect Ardenweald. Know that my blade will swiftly end anyone and anything that threatens the forest. No arguments. No discussion. Oh, you are so badass. Just look at the doughy face. I am trembling in my boots. Call of the Hunt. Lady Moonberry sent you here. We could use a strong hand to help secure this grove. Now, how are you in a fight? The Wild Hunt serves the Winterqueen under the leadership of Lord Hearn. We are elite fighters, hunters, and trackers, but we cannot fight forever without fresh weapons and supplies. The drone here informs me that there are severe obstacles to their production. I do not have time to wait. We need equipment, and we need it now. See what you can scavenge from the field. A broken weapon can always be mended and put to use again. Strange creatures have intruded just outside the grove. Terribly ugly things. I refuse to believe that they are native to Ardenweald. It does not matter how they breach the borders. Every one of them must be eliminated. I sent my best hunters to slay them, but not one has returned. See if you can discover what has delayed them. I know my hunters. They are skilled, determined Fae. Find them and tell them to report back to me. Aye aye, Captain. Okay, a Fae weapon bears signs of recent use. Okay. And here they are. This is... The models that we're looking at are the Trusts, which are absolutely wrecking my day. Rondar did not have the best of times. The Sylvar's face is blank and staring. He fell victim to an ambush. And the Trust were at it with Battle for Azeroth. Vrykul of the past. They got in touch with like the Emerald Nightmare, except from their point of view they would call it Trost, the Blighted Lands. If you haven't seen the storytelling, I would highly recommend to check it out, because in my humble opinion, it's some of the best storytelling that they've actually done in-game. It is called Pride of Kaltiris. It is quite a questline, but oh baby, is it worth. So very, very worth. I believe they gave credit to Ysera for the Emerald Nightmare. In essence, Stackhelm was planting his little happy world trees all over the place, even though Malfurion told him not to do it. And that gave Ysera an entrance into the dream, and therefore also the corruption, if I remember it right. Jinkla, the Vorkal's face, or the Vorkai's face, is twisted into a mask of rage. She died overwhelmed by sheer numbers. Aww. And you even have pretty little flowers on your hoofs. Aww. The Vorkai's face, his face is marred by dark magic. He was lured into a trap. It's a trap. Dun dun. Then there's one more. Is there one left standing? Yes, there is. Hello. Over here, before the big ones see you. There's actually two standing. We are the lucky ones. We will hunt another day. Beware, the place is crawling with terrible creatures, large and small. Who are you? Once, I served in a beautiful grove called Tirna Vaal, nurturing spirits through their long winter, but that grove fell and I found new purpose. I serve Ardenweald. Hunt Captain Corain says to report back to the grove. The falls are overrun and I think we are being hunted. We will get back to the grove as quickly as we can. Thank you, friends. Did you find anything of use out there? Bear signs of recent use. This is more weapons than I expected you to find. Very strange. How could they acquire so many of our blades? Corain appears troubled. They will be used against our enemies again. I swear it. Only Erelon and Lumer still live. The rest have fallen. Trembles with incandescent fury. I will see to it that their bodies are retrieved, and this cannot go unpunished. We will avenge them all. I can smell their dark magic twisting the air and muddling my mind. They are up to something. Bring awful powers into Ardenweald. If you see any of their totems, let us destroy them immediately. I always feel better after smashing something to pieces. I always feel better after smashing something to pieces, don't you? Yes. You're not intimidating. Why are you talking in such an intimidating manner? Haha! Herald's report matches what I have seen. Too many enemies and not enough wild hunt to dispose them on our own. Fortunately, I feel strongly inclined to take matters into my own hands and avenge my fallen hunters. Let us depart. We will show those monsters the fury of nature. Let us hunt. My blade is ready for vengeance. Go, my little minion. Get him. So what I recall last time from this quest is it took forever to fill up the bar. The elites take forever to die, and it's just the numbers need to be fine-tuned during this. Oh! It still had a 10-second cooldown. Well, that just happened. I could not see that it still had a cooldown. It was like a little sliver in there. But yeah, not having Aegwynn die during the Medan events actually puts a spin on was she there during Fedamore? Did something else happen to her? Retconning Medan is fine. It's actually great. F Medan. But then the question does become what happened to all the characters that actually had involvement with him.
Ever the cunning huntress.
I know that voice, but he has already returned to the cycle.
Know your prey. The first lesson you taught me. One you have forgotten.
Lokron, why are you doing this? What has happened to you? Well, he kind of has a mask over his face, so that explains a lot.
Do you not recognize your quarry? The blades they wield. The faces behind the masks.
Mm-hmm. No, they were Night Fae? Impossible. But they were.
You sent us on a doomed hunt. Now you are the prey. And I know you well.
Enough, Lorcron. If you truly know me, then you should be afraid. Totem Eclipse. It was not clear before, it is now. This is a personal hunt. We will rid Ardenweald of this monster. Is Kalbazal going to appear as a soul in Shadowlands? Was he supposed to be resurrectable due to being a lich whose core not being destroyed? He's going to appear as a lich. Has been located in Maldraxxus. Alright. We killed so many, yet there are more. We must get to the heart of it and tear it out, or else his taint will spread all across Ardenweald. This voice, I've heard it before, though it is distorted and vengeful now. He hunts us, but I am not prey, and I will not let him gloat over his kills. That is not the way of the wild hunt. Though he may draw us to the ground of his choosing, we will fight him, and we will win. Are you with me? There he is. Hi, friends. So I'm not familiar with the Witcher's Wild Hunt, but for those that are, is this like a nice reference to something, or... Your hunt ends here, Corain. Alright. Wait, did you stun him? Takes reduced damage from first strike and all other abilities. Alright. Just one echoing, unstunnable, uninterruptible smash, and my health just gets drained.
I serve a new master, one who will watch Ardenweald wither.
Well, congratulations. Then you are a huntsman no longer. Sweeping shackles. Oh no. Sweeping slashes. No, I will not fall to my prey again. Beware the shadows, Corain. Spicy. Definitely spicy. And Corain just bolted out of there. You're like, okay, my moment has come. I need to be ready to turn in this quest. Howdy Zulmaza. It's Celtic mythology. Oh. Okay. The wild hunt in Witcher are elves. Crazy interdimensional frosty elf boys. Ew. Corain glares into the distance. Who was that? What now? I knew him. He was once a hunter like me, but he fell and something twisted took him. While he still hunts these grounds, Ardenweald is not safe. My hunt must continue. Thank you for coming to find us. Hunt Captain Corain has gone up to the falls to continue hunting Lorcron. Then I agree, Ardenweald is not safe until he is caught and slain. It is difficult to put down one of her own. I only hope that I am never turned as he was. Thank you for your help this night. The Wild Hunt are always prepared to return to the cycle in defense of Ardenweald. I must move on, and so should you. I advise you to return to Dromon Teshmer in Tirna Vaal. Others will need your help. Here, take this. It is a gift and a thank you. Maybe we all survive this drought by helping each other. I once used this to care for spirits in my old grove. May it also serve you well. And he gave us a spirit cradle, a basket woven delicately with care. It can safely transport a wild seed alongside of you. Yes, hello. Troubled rest unsettles all. Your touch may aid the frightened sleeper. Fly to Dreamweaver. So we come back here and we see that they're dealing with a wee bit of an Emerald Nightmare infestation. Something has happened. Something's not quite right. So we go over to the distressed wild seed. Valen, thank the queen that you're here. Tell me about the spirit in the wild seed. Within this wild seed rests a powerful agent of nature. When they died, their spirit was brought directly to Ardenweald. It is our honor to care for them as they dream and prepare for rebirth on their worlds. The interesting thing is, though, they seem to know you. Isn't that something? Oh, you have a spirit cradle. That would be quite useful indeed. Thank the queen that you've returned. The dreamer, the spirit within, is in trouble. It can't soothe its nightmares. Oh, this isn't good. As soon as you left, the spirit's nightmares spilled out all over Tirna Vaal. I've done everything to try to soothe her. I've tried singing to her. I've tried talking to her. I've tried reminding her how beautiful she is, but nothing I do... Who's a pretty little seed? Yes, you are. But nothing I do seems to calm her. Please, would you confront some of those nightmares for us and help her? Nothing seems to end the nightmares. Could you try a more direct approach? a dreamer directly brought here. Like, that's why I'm wondering, because right now it's a bit up in the air, like when exactly did the drought start? We know, or when exactly did the Machine of Death got broken? We know that it's somewhere in the Legion time periods, but when, we are not certain. Now, there's a bit of dialogue to suggest that this little seedling, this little spirit, is one of the last that made its way to the Shadowlands. But considering that she mentions, like, it's been directly brought to Ardenweald, I wonder if, like, Elun's influence has played its part in that, and therefore we cannot draw a conclusion about the time periods. But that is purely speculation. Nothing seems to end the nightmare. Could you try a more direct approach? We must do something to soothe her spirit before her nightmares overtake us. What spirit is so powerful that their nightmares become real? The storm abates for now. Yeah, alright. I thought Elun saves Ysera from going to the Maw is 99% established. It's still very much up for debate, speculated. For all we know, the whole Elun sequence could have just been because they thought it looked cool, right? But I do find it interesting that the stars in Ardenweald have like forms and shapes similar to how Ysera became a constellation. That's the word that I was looking for. I hope so. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't care if the Machine of Death got broken before that or after that, but I just really want more Elun lore. And having Elun be responsible for bringing Ysera's spirit here, that would definitely be a pathway into learning more about Elun. Doesn't the NPC say the last soul we got about before the droughts? Potentially. But it doesn't really say if the drought started after or before. It could also be that the drought had already began and Elun was like, here's one more spirit to get in there, right? But I'll keep an eye out on it. Just a moment ago, she mentioned that it was directly brought here. So let's see if they actually make mention about the droughts. Tell me about the spirit, the Nightmare Manifest. Wildseed soothed. There you go. Shh. It's okay. Shh. It's okay, Ysera. Calm down. It looks like the spirit is calm again. Thank you. There, that seemed to have calmed her. I can feel her dreams beginning to ease. You really do have a knack for this. But I'm worried that we're only buying time, and we need to do something more drastic. I've never seen a wild seed quite like this before. We've never had one imprint on an outsider or have nightmares. Then again, we've also never had an outsider come here before who wasn't dead. We need to take this wild seed to Hibernal Hollow. Tirna Vaal cannot take care of it anymore. I'll handle loading it into the carrier. Can you speak with Nisha and see that she accompanies you? The poor Silvar has been directionless since Heartwood. This will be good for her. The wild seed will fare better in a Hibernal Hollow. Perhaps Nisha would like to come with you. Okay. Where's my hair gone? We had a disagreement. And one that kind of escalated, so my hair was like, okay, you know what? I'm gone. It was kind of sad. But I've heard it's been doing all right. You know, acting as a wig out there, getting some jobs here and there. It's been tough for hair on its own, but, you know. Yes. It feels like Ardenweald is falling apart. First the possessed, now strange monsters attack Tirna Vaal. Did you need something? Yeah, the falling out. Oh no. Oh no. I am taking the wild seed, responsible for this to Hibernal Hollow. I could use your help bringing it there. I'd be happy to help. I'll meet you outside the grove. Voice acting is gonna be sick for that one. Y'all just chilling at the water, yeah? The queen has to protect all of us, but how can she when there's so much need all across Ardenweald? I trust the queen if her grove needed to be sacrificed in order to protect the rest of the forest, but it is hard. I don't know what we will do. How could this happen? We were so close to sending those spirits back to their home realms. Aw. Do they all have dialogue like that? Sigh sadly, unable to speak. How could this happen? We were so close. The queen is to protect us all. I trust the queen. The queen is to protect us all. How could this happen? Queen protects us all. Okay, so they all just saying the same thing. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Alrighty. I'm surprised that any wild seed could spawn such nightmares within Tirna Vaal. And just as I ended that conversation, my music died. Howdy, Destiri. Hello, Lolo. Howdy, everybody. I will fly ahead to Hibernal Hollow and convince the Droma to help us. Hopefully she will have agreed by the time that you and Nisha arrive. Nisha? Nisha. Okay, now whatever. This wild seed seems to take comfort in your presence, so you need to stick close to it. Nisha will also need to sing to the wild seed to keep it calm, or else the nightmares may return. Spriggans love to interrupt their songs, so be on the lookout for them. Let me know when you're ready to head off. I'm ready to take this wild seed to Hibernal Hollow. A lot of strange things have happened recently. I don't quite recall ever seeing Ardenweald in so much chaos. Nisha, take my harp. Its music can help soothe the wild seed. I'll meet you in Hibernal Hollow. Safe journey, you free. Okie dokie. Thank you for bringing me along. I'm sorry that you couldn't speak to the queen. I'll do whatever I can to help you meet with her, just like you helped me. Okay. So we're just walking. Escorting quests. Did y'all miss escorting quests? The nightmare's back. I need to play the harp. Spriggans! Look out. Don't worry, I'll make this slow. Wow, okay. This wasn't the deal. The song must be attracting them. I do very much wonder if they're gonna add voice lines to this or we actually get a song, because that would be cute. More nightmares. Guard me while I soothe the wild seed. When do I think the launch date will be? I'm hoping when it's done. I don't necessarily care if they need to go beyond Q4. Personally, I feel like December right now. Every wild seed is precious. We've lost so many. I wish the Winterqueen could save them all. Hold! The road is not safe. Yes, hello? Wait, you're the ones who helped us at the Glittering Falls. Perhaps you can do so again. Alright, Erelon. Are you just gonna be playing your harp to the seed? Keep her calm. Like, this animation is proper cute. It is good to see you again. The Wild Hunt could use your help. The Wild Hunt is holding the line to stop these monsters from overrunning the road to Hibernal Hollow. Too many of my allies have been transformed into the possessed, taken over by these strange masks. With you here, we might be able to turn the tides. Go and rescue any of the Wild Hunt before these beasts possess them with these strange masks. Meet me at the hut further into the meadow. With enough numbers, we can cripple this attack. Must be stupid hard to play a harp with nails like that. Come, many are in need of aid. Alright. No, but, like, for me, Battle for Azeroth wasn't the worst expansion that they've ever done, but it's also not my favorite, without a doubt. And I do really hope that they're going to deliver with the Shadowlands. I really, really do. It's just there are quite a few pitfalls that we can all see. Covenants, for example. And I hope that they're listening. I really hope that they're listening, and I think I just got a little bit more worried as I was watching Mike's stream today and I was looking at the soul binding system. I'm gonna die again, aren't I? Yep. I mean, I took them out with me, but I definitely died. Like, the soul binding system does not look easy. And it's... I don't really understand why they decided in a video game where they can't even balance the classes, right? I don't really understand why they then decide to add layers of systems on top of that. Like Covenant abilities, and now you got like these artifact systems where you can fill in abilities, and there's not just one for each Covenant, there are 3 different ones, and it's like, figure the f*** out where you want to go. And it's fine if you do not care about how your character performs. It would be fine if it was just like a minor percentage difference, like the racials are. It is fine. But now they're like, no. You know? Just figure it out. And it's like, okay, but how? But maybe that's me from my newbie ass bitching about something that's not even a problem. It's just, I can already imagine myself simming a whole lot in order to figure out, okay, I got these covenant abilities, and now I got this gear. What is best for me, right? They command a giant beast. Many of us fell to its claws, then it will fall to ours. Yarr! Thank you for rescuing my allies. We'll have time to respect those who have returned to the cycle when this is all over. Ding-a-ling. There's a monstrosity nearby that has been stopping our efforts to push these beasts back. Together we can bring this beast down. You and I will face off against the beasts. When the time is right, I will call for the hunt to swarm. The wild hunt has faced too many defeats. Today we will claim victory against these monsters. Valen and I strike first. The rest of you attack when I sound the horn. The standard Covenant and Soulbind build that works for most things, and only the 0.1% on Mythic Top 100 Raider will min-max it for every encounter. I hope so. I hope that's going to be the case. But the quick overview that we did today, and of course it's still very much alpha, it's still very much development, but the quick overview that we did today makes it look like the difference is going to be far more considerable, depending on where you sign up and what you're going to take. Levels of Void Gear / artifact traits. I would like to choose the Vampire Covenant, but the Night Fae Covenant gives me the best Covenant abilities. Is there a way for me to get the abilities while choosing the Covenant of my choosing? Nope. Nope. There's not. You like something aesthetically, but it is not the most powerful for you? Too bad. Arg, Val Monster. Not the horn. Not the horn. Take up the horn. Go, my wild hunt. Charge! Okay, that's kind of cool. Well struck. Return and regroup. They just need to make it far easier to change covenants. As simple as that. That will make it 100% easier. Absolutely. But considering how they dealt with it in Battle for Azeroth, like even swapping out Azerite traits was ridiculously hard for some weird-ass reason. So fingers crossed that they learned. This was but one battle. I fear many more await us. Fine work. This won't win our war, but it will at least help us in the fight for Sorin's Meadow. A two-hander. A shield. And a little saber. Cool. You've done a great service for the Wild Hunt. We won't soon forget your aid. We should be able to hold Sorin's Meadow now that this brute is dead. Let us ride back to your wildseed and deliver it to Hibernal Hollow. You will get the honor of riding with the Wild Hunt. Take our stag and ride with us. Okay. I'm part of the Wild Hunt now. Neat. The blighted stand in our path. Run them down. Charge. The Wild Hunt will call you from Ardenweald. This is the Night Fae Covenant. It is the pretty zone. Right. You're back. The wild seed was growing restless. Oh, Ysera, calm down. I am right here. No need to worry. It is good to see part of the Wild Hunt's power restored. Now, let us get you and this wild seed to Hibernal Hollow. You have done the Wild Hunt a great service. I must repay you in some way. The battle for Sorin's Meadow has turned. With the brute defeated, the blighted forces lose their strength. Allow us to escort you and the others here to Hibernal Hollow. Speak to me whenever you wish to depart. I am ready to travel. Let us not stay here for too long. You need to deliver the seed. We shall keep a fast pace to Hibernal Hollow. Let us go. Nisha, was it? Tell me more about this wild seed. It has formed a bond with our friends and suffers from nightmares darker than I have ever seen. Dreamweaver instructed us to bring it to Hibernal Hollow in the hopes that it may be saved. I only hope that the Hollow survives where my own grove did not. Your grove was chosen to give its heart to another? It was, but the blighted destroyed the heart and killed my friends. My grove was also taken so that another would live. So goes the cycle. Does it not bother you? It did, but without this sacrifice, others would have died. I must have faith in the Winter Queen. That was the end of the combo, I think. Hibernal Hollow. My grove was sacrificed, so groves like this could survive. Dun dun dun. Please, Alioth, help us end this spirit's nightmare. I will do what I can, but our resources are limited. This little moth mound is quite amazing, by the way. Can you imagine one with like a little crown on top of their head? That would be well cute. Alright, so welcome to Hibernal Hollow. It is gorgeous. It is still full of power. But of course, as everything else in Ardenweald, threats lurk around every corner. Is there anything to talk to? I see the dreams of the spirits. They are beautiful. And I will fight to the death for Ardenweald. Okay, hello, bear person. So this one is using the model of Ursol, if I remember right, which is the brother to Ursak. Druids out there, Legion artifacts, you will remember them. But as far as we are aware, it is not actually Ursak. It is Droman Alioth, Court of Knights. And keep in mind that if you go to Ardenweald, you can actually pick and choose what kind of form you want to take. So in this case, we can ask him, who are you? I am Alioth, Droman of the Hibernal Hollow. I protect the tree and all who live within these walls. But before that, I lived on a beautiful world full of lush forest and sparkling seas. I was a god, a powerful spirit of the wilderness. My fur was full of stars and my teeth could crack mountains. What happened? I died. Duh. Green fire rained from the heavens and burned our forests, boiled our seas. Burning Legion attacked this world. I did all that I could, but it was not enough. My world died too. By the Queen's grace, I was reborn here in Ardenweald, and the spirits here in the Hollow are my responsibility. Don't you want to be reborn in your own world? Even if I did still have a home to return to, I could not. This is the way of things. So, yeah, he was on his own planet, was kind of like a god, had like stars in his fur and shit like that. And then the Legion attacked. Everything changed when the Legion attacked. Welcome to Hibernal Hollow. Dreamweaver has told me much about your strange wildseed. I will do what I can to help. Dreamweaver tells me of a ritual to purge the nightmares from this wildseed. A soul named Progio lives beneath this platform, gathering anima to use for wildseeds. He's a skittish soul due to his violent death. He will not respond well to your current form. I will grant you the ability to soul shape into a fox spirit. Use this to gain the collected anima from Progio, then bring it to the Dreamweaver. Take this, a small fraction of my power. It will allow you to change the shape of your soul to something less foreign to the soul below. We'll prepare the ritual. So that is your second Night Fae ability, and you will be able to change into a Vulpin. If I remember right, you are actually able to pick up different items or tomes or whatever the hell it is, and you can actually change the form that you're going to go into. And with the ability, you are Vulpin, and it allows you to flicker. So you get to sprint a little bit forwards. And Progio, greetings, are you here for the anima? Progio has been making sure to keep it stored for any wild seeds that may need it. Those nasty Spriggans and blighted creatures won't get their hands on this. Progio is one of the bravest souls in Ardenweald, nothing gets by him. Droman Alioth said that you were storing anima, and that we could use it to help a wild seed. Of course, Progio saved this anima to use just for an event like this. Here you go. Take care. And if you need anything else, remember that Progio is one of the bravest souls in Ardenweald. Thank you. I'll use this anima to help the wild seed. Thanks, Progio. So if you would approach him in your regular form, he would be like, nah. I'm not talking to you. Go away. You're weird. I did see the new Duck Frog model. I did. All right. Got some anima. Is this changed any difference? Within the wildseed rests a powerful agent of nature. When they died, their spirit was brought directly as to care for them and prepare for rebirth on their worlds. They seem to know you, isn't that something? Okay. Ritual time. Let us hope that this is enough. It worked! Oh my god, it's huge! No, the nightmares still linger. We need more anima. I know where we could get enough anima. I have an idea. It is going to be difficult, but I know of a place where there may be enough anima to help this wild seed. It is clear that we need a great deal more anima, more than this grove alone can provide. Fortunately, I have an idea. The Wild Hunt has been watching these possessed since they began to appear. They're collecting anima. Why? We don't know yet. We've been so busy fighting around Ardenweald, we have not been able to investigate fully, but we know where they are taking it. Meet me outside of my old grove. I believe that even with a small force, we can take that anima back. I will meet you outside of my former grove. It is a place of many memories and many losses. I will join. Perhaps I can help find what we need. Okay. To those wondering, does the Vulpin have a dance? Do you have a dance? Do you have a dance? Nope. No dance.
A duck walked into an apothecary and he said, "Give me some chapstick and put it on my bill."
Please, Blizzard. Allow us to update our jokes. Allow us to learn other races' dances so we can dance with each other. We can leave our friends behind. If we're doing quality of life updates like amazing customization for the character, please allow my stupid human to do like, I don't know, the Draenei dance or the Goblin dance. Like, we've known each other for years now. Surely at some point they were like, hey, you know these dance moves? You can do them as well. Please, Blizzard. I beg. Let me do it. So here's Tirna Vaal. This is an example of a grove that ran out of anima. And part of the Ardenweald storytelling is that normally it's a cycle of rebirth, but since they don't have enough anima, hard choices need to be made. Which grove and which spirits get to endure, get to go through the whole cycle of rebirth, and which ones are going to be sacrificed. And in this case, Tirna Vaal has been sacrificed. I never thought that I would return to the grove, the place of so many regrets, the source of so many memories. But now is not the time for sentimentality, now is the time for action. We can never quite recover all that was lost, but it does not mean that we are helpless. We know that the invaders and the minions, the Blighted, have taken possession of the grove. But why? Why are they gathering so much anima in one place? And how did these creatures get into Ardenweald? We should keep alert and take as much anima as we can find. Perhaps some good can come out of all of this loss. Read the roots. When my grove fell, I answered the Queen's call and I joined the Wild Hunt. Nothing can be done to bring the tree or the spirits within back, but we need a great deal of anima, and if we're careful, we may be able to steal a massive quantity of it right from under their noses. Within the grove, there are soul webs that can help us trace the greatest concentration of anima. If we follow the trail, we will find their stockpile. Are you with me? Yeah, let's go hunt down their anime. Oh my god. My little pony, my little pony. Ah, ah. My little pony. And Heartwood Grove, we heard about the fall of Tirna Vaal. I never thought that I would see this place with my own eyes. It brings me great sadness, and I wonder if this is the fate that awaits my old grove. I can't believe that everything is truly gone. Perhaps there are still some mementos that can be recovered. Something to remember the fallen. Cool. So is this like the Lucid Nightmare, only a different color scheme? To make it look like a unicorn with pretty colors and whatnot? I mean, it's just a horse model where they stuck a horn on. Don't get me wrong, I get that. I wonder if that's even your horn, or is it part of the mask? One has to wonder. And I'm originally, or still am, from the Netherlands, Valestris. Okay, so what do I recall from last time? The leaders that we need to kill? Oh, no, that was a different side quest. You'll see that later. Oh, okay. Calm down. Ooh. I mean, it's not going to make it live like this, but I do appreciate that running into a group of mobs can actually get you killed. It definitely makes you pay attention to what you're doing, which is kind of nice. How much levels did I gain? I don't think we can really draw conclusions about the experience amount. I think that is still very much in development. I also don't know if this was like a pre-made that I made for Bastion, or is this the character that started in the mob. I think it's the pre-made that I made for Bastion. So let's go with 2, like 3 levels, something like that. Okay. Oh, this is... It's not good. Come on, give me a proc. Nope, no proc. Okay. Oh, phew. Okay. Okay. What am I doing? Stolen mementos recovered. Oh yeah, we click on the soul web. There is anima here, but deeper in we should keep searching. Yes, another little web. We are getting closer. I can tell there's a great deal of anima stored here somewhere, but where? And why do they need so much of it? What are they planning to do? They must be stockpiling the anima in the heart of the tree, but this grove died so long ago. Do you think it is the dead grove themselves that drew these drusts to Ardenweald? Take what you can. I sometimes mourn what was lost, and then remember what work there is still left to do. This anima will go a long way toward the Dreamweaver's ritual, and perhaps it can also be used to save the spirits that otherwise would have been lost. Good work. There's a huge store of anima here in the grove, far more than I expected. Now that we know where it is, we can go and take it. I'd rather look forward to dealing them a huge blow and helping that special wild seed in the process. Is this what lies in store for Heartwood Grove, for my old home? A lost possession left behind with the death of the grove. Thank you. I know that these are just objects, but they mean so much. Sometimes just holding a piece of one's past can be a comfort. It means not everything is lost. Only the heart of the tree can hold the sheer massive quantity of anima that I'm sensing. When my grove was sacrificed, it was depleted and reclaimed. Now, once again, its heart is brimming with anima. Anima that was stolen from other groves. We must secure the heart for ourselves. I suspect that we will not be allowed to simply trot our way in there, but we must try. A true trust from Vros. Vros stands between you and the anima stockpile. It is a true trust, not the fake kind. Yo, what up, buddy? The Drust will rule all realms. Because he seems to be a bit more hulking than Gorak'tul was. He seems to be well beefy. You miss playing WoW or your friends stop playing and it's not fun to play alone? This is correct. For the Puck world is scary and full of terrible people. Vengeance will be ours. The way is clear. Quickly, get to the heart of the tree. We made it to the heart. Well done. If that is what all the Trusted truly like, then Ardenweald is in a dire situation indeed. I was right. A great deal of anima has been stored inside the heart of the tree. Those Drust must have collected it from all over Ardenweald. And now we will take it back. Quickly, destroy the barrier and grab the heart. Nisha and I will protect you. Get the heart. We'll hold them off. Huge different. Huge. Like, no joke. Somebody was actually upset that I was lying to them for views. No, it's not Gorak'tul, but it is his people. They go back to the group and I have to play alone. Yeah. Could we not use the anima we collected to regrow the grove? Maybe we could bring back mine too. Our groves are dead, Nisha. We must look ahead and protect what remains. No, there must be a way to restore what we've lost. There must be something that we can do. There is. We can fight. You can choose to fight as I did. For the Queen. And for Ardenweald. Ta-da! Loot. Heart of Tirna Vaal. We will reclaim this anima. The Drust will not use it for their own ends. Simmering with stored anima, the last remnants of a great tree. Now that we have the heart, we need to find a way out of this place. And I hear the distinct sound of company incoming. The grove is swarmed by enemies, but we are not alone. Pum-pa-da-pum. Lady Moonberry, a timely arrival as usual. You found the heart of the tree and it's full of anima. I think the Drust didn't like you taking it very much. They're massing in numbers like I've never seen. Not just here either. We need to get you and the others out of here safely. I can help. How do you feel about a little sparkly mayhem? Speak to me when you're ready to fly and rain destruction down upon our enemies. I will get these two to safety. Thank you, my lady. We are grateful for... Wah! Bye. Yes, swim your way to safety. Tross is one of the realms in the Shadowlands. Not if we go by the explanation that they've given before. Tross the Blighted Lands is what we would call the Emerald Nightmare. So it is part of the Emerald Nightmare. Therefore, Gorak'tul and his followers that have, you know, set up base in the Emerald Dream would be creatures very much connected to Ardenweald, ain't it? So now they are trying to scratch the boundaries of Ardenweald. As if we look at the description of... Let me first finish up this quest. First finish up this quest and we'll talk about the description. But it was during one of the interviews that Blizzard said, like, yeah, what they would call Tross the Blighted Lands, we would call the Emerald Nightmare. As the knowledge of the Emerald Nightmare, as terms like that, you know, different people, different looks at things. Whee! That should give them something to think about. I'll keep an eye on the main force. You fly back to the Hollow. Aww. I mean, it's an age-old bombing quest. But these wings, I really hope that each Covenant is going to offer wings. And that you can then use those wings as your flying mounts. It would make me so happy. Hello, Hibernal Hollow. So, from the Dungeon Journal, if we look at Ingra Malach, cursed to exist outside the cycle of life and death, the Drust now seek to circumvent their fate using Ardenweald's mechanism of rebirth. Their would-be conquest has found its way to Tirna Vaal, where Ingra Malach and his followers use foul magic to subjugate the local inhabitants. Yes, hello, I got a massive amount of anima. Let's do this. You found and then took their anima right from the heart of the grove? Impressive. Dreamweaver will be most pleased, but I expect that we will have unhappy visitors shortly. We must move quickly to aid the spirit in the wildseed before we're overrun. Get a new cloak out of it. For the sake of the spirits, with all of the anima that you recovered from Tirna Vaal, it is only a matter of time before my grove becomes the target of every anima-seeking enemy of Ardenweald. I hope Dreamweaver knows what he is doing with this ritual. Proceed quickly, speak with Dreamweaver, and see what needs to be done to aid the spirit that you brought. Your efforts at Tirna Vaal have awakened the swarm. Oh no, not the swarm. Queen of Blades all over again. These creatures of decay and destruction swell at our borders, and already they pierce our defenses. Now we must see their real faces, these Drusts. Strike at them. I will buy us the time for you to conduct the Dreamweaver's ritual. Kerrigan's gonna get you? Oh no. For the sake of the spirit, you already begin preparing for the ritual. Why, wonderful. I am also ready. Nice. Now that we have the anima we need, we must attune the heart of Tirna Vaal to the shrines of Hibernal Hollow. Then we can bring the dreamer's nightmares into the light and then do something about them. Take the heart to the shrine just outside of Hibernal Hollow in the Dream Shrine Bassin. Then bring the heart back to the wildseed to tie it all together. But be careful. Those strange creatures seem to be massing near the grove, and the dreamer's nightmares lurk just beyond our sight. These Drust and Blighted attacked so quickly, they capture some of the spirit tenders of this grove. It is not an easy job to do between the drought and the monsters, everything I should know. Please see if you can get them out of whatever terrible magic those invaders have. More Drust will surely attack us soon. Please hurry. Yeah, I can also use anima to bring them down. I remember. Howdy Krem, hello. And you're working while listening to the stream. Excellent. Tross beckons. Wait, wasn't I supposed to... Was I in the wrong spot? I was in the wrong spot. Okay. My bad. Is there a system like artifact power in Shadowlands? Yes, there is. if you actually want to check it out, Mike from Preach Gaming went over it today on his stream. Like talents and balancing and all that, it's not my forte. But it was definitely interesting to see him go through it. And Muzala is a Loa of Death, similar to a Bonsumdi. If you want to see Muzala referenced in game, then you can go all the way back to Zul'Farrak, where there's the tablets. The Centrals worship it there, as well as in Zandalar in the capital. Muzala is mentioned, but the major role that Muzala played has been in the Traveler series, which is a book series aimed at a younger audience, but still pretty damn good. And in the book, he was able to shapeshift into whatever nearly killed the character. And he told the hero of the book, like, our time hasn't come yet, but once we do and I win, I will devour all of universe, blah, blah, blah. And in Shadowlands... I still don't get you, Pony. I don't know why you walk here. I don't know what your idea is, but okay. But in the case of the Shadowlands, there is a thing going on between Bonsumdi and Muzala, which is related to the dungeon called The Other Side. And basically, we are helping Bonsumdi becoming the one true god of death, whereas Muzala's followers are trying to make him the one true god of death in Ardenweald. Is he higher than in the chain of command? No, that's why there's a competition there. I've seen spirits have nightmares before, but nothing like this. The trauma that this one must have been through. Then we need to connect here. Everyone's the good guys now? Sort of, I suppose. Well, it's pretty clear that this spirit won't dream peacefully until we confront what haunts it. Right. So now we're actually getting into the juicy part. So far the questing has been pretty still, in my humble opinion. Like, it's interesting to learn more about Ardenweald, but like that's the only thing you really pick up here. It's like Ardenweald is dying because they don't have anima, and you're constantly dealing with the Dust and the Groves for the main campaign. Like, there isn't a whole lot of variety, there isn't a whole lot of spice. But all of it does lead to some really, really interesting stuff. The spoilers. This is just the beginning of their attack, but it is still a heavy blow dealt to them. Thank you. You are welcome. Alright, we have hooked up our lines into the Dreamer. Caring for the caretakers. Those just really are mean to the Fae. Those spirit tenders were just trying to do their job. Thank you for helping them. You're welcome. Setting up the final connection. Good. All that's left is to begin the ritual. Tell me more about the ritual. The ritual is meant to help the restless spirits contend with the troubles that keep them from recovering their strength. I have a sense that this spirit, the one so attached to you, has been through a great trial in their life. I hope that we can bring her back into a peaceful slumber. You're a natural at this. Now we can bring the Dreamer's visions into the open and deal with them directly. If we succeed, she will be much more at peace. Visions of the Dreamer, Origins. The Dreamer sees how they began in a place far from here on their world. Go to the first dream shrine outside of Hibernal Hollow. In the bassin, meditate at the shrine and soothe this vision of how she began. The nightmares may not be real, but they can still hurt you. Be careful. I sense that the Dreamer's vision. She struggles with the memory of a betrayal so profound. Someone as close to her as a brother turned into an enemy. Go to the second dream shrine in the bassin and help vanquish the pain of this vision. Gee willikers, I wonder who's inside of the seed. Like this moment when you're going to experience on live. Like not you, because you already saw it. But somebody who's unaware of actually what's going on. And then to see what's going to happen next is going to be a sick moment. The spirit's dreams of her past, of the events that shaped all others to come. So here we have the betrayal, which is of course the spirit inside the seed. For those who haven't caught on yet, it is the spirit of Ysera. Ysera who died during Legion. And the betrayal would be their brother Neltharion falling to the corruption of the old gods. And here we have Sister. Because we gotta imagine, like, it's a dream state, it's a primal state. A dearest friend's betrayal, a pain that never fades. Like, we have a sister.
The red dragonflight will protect this world. From pain we draw strength. The balance must be maintained. The red dragonflight will protect this world.
So that's
Hello
Alexstrasza.
there.
Viestoid, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime, baby.
Peace be with you. What brings you here? I am
Huh?
Ishnuala. Begone. Stop this nonsense. Have you nothing better to do?
They gave Nosdormu basic Night Elf lines, lol.
Enough already.
Cool.
Greetings. I am listening. What brings you here?
Okay. And...
Speak freely, friend. What brings you to me, mortal? Something about you seems...
Oh dear. And they added Caligos to the mix for some reason, which should be Malagos. Unless they're talking about a different time period when they took care of Deathwing. But if they're talking about Cataclysm... I mean, they could be referring to Cataclysm period, I suppose. Yeah, that could be a thing. Yeah. Shadowlands is the perfect expansion, the end the WoW 1 and start WoW 2, with the potential of the time skip and everything. Could they do it? Yes. Will they do it? I have no idea. Is it a perfect expansion? I mean, they could have done it with Legion, they could have done it with Warlords. Question is, will they ever even go into WoW 2? Like, would it be worth the effort? I don't know if the market is still there for an MMORPG. I miss you, my love. We will be together again in the dream one day. So this is her consort, I assume Iranicus. Then over here, we have like the early days. The unknown, corruption, desertion, failure. The early days, the dragons were actually proto-dragons. And one of the first threats that they dealt with was called Galagrond. If you want more details, it is called Dawn of the Aspects. And here we have Azeroth's demise. Now this could be... Because earlier this was like a Janissar, if I remember right. And now it is using... Is that still Nyfandria? Or is that a new model now? Let's have a look-see. Raids... Legion, Nightmare, Nyfandra, model... Yeah, it's still the same model. So it's still using the Nyfandra model. So it could be that this is representing... that this is what they're using to represent the Galagrond. Or it could also be referring to the threat that Ysera missed out on, as she died before we entered the Emerald Nightmare raid. But then some have also pointed out, yeah, but wait a minute. Ysera actually shows up during the Xavius encounter, so how does that work? Or maybe it's a threat that still needs to happen, ain't it? We do not know. But if they don't use Galagrond later, they won't give him a new model. Yeah, I suppose. But there's also a line, like if we finish this up, there should be a line about a future uncertain or something like that. But still, it is cool to go into the mind of Ysera. To emphasize on, we're actually talking about the Proto-Dragon Age, is if we go over here... Well, no. If we go this way... Yeah, you're all terrifying. We also have more of these models. Like the first time that I was in, like I'm well mellow about it now. But the first time that we saw this, I was proper lore-gasming all over the place. Inspired you to be productive. Oh, hell yeah. So here's the student.
Hail to the night.
My beloved made the right choice when she tried to save you. I grieve for the way it ended. The dream will never be the same. So here's the student, also known as the one responsible for her death.
The goddess gives me strength.
Oh, hi!
Howdy dolly K. Thank you for the 8 months, baby. My friend, I mourn your loss and the part that I had to play in it. I hope this is not the end. And then here's the executioner.
Do not lose faith.
Apparently Ysera still sees them as friends. Here there's a daughter. In Battle for Azeroth there is actually part of the Heart of Azeroth in which we saw Ysera's daughter step up and take over leadership. I don't recall her name, but you can find her in the Chamber of Hearts, where she talks with Alexstrasza. Mother, if only you were here with me. Our kin still have hope, but we struggle without you. I need your guidance. And then adopted son. Cenarius is her adopted son, as Cenarius is the child of the demigod Malorn and a loon. So the moon and the stag created Cenarius. You were the mother that walked the path of the dream with me. You taught me so much. The world needs you. And then here we have the more olden days mindsets of her proto-dragon days, as in these are not her friends. And then the creatures are food. You know, very, very primal. It was Marifra, yeah? There you go, Marifra of the dream. So are they gonna say the line? So much left unfinished, so much remorse and regret. Yeah. So remorse and regret. And again, it could refer to her missing out on the Emerald Nightmare events, or it could be something for the future. Wonder which part of Uther's memories made them turn back? Yeah, me too. Maybe it was like his demise, where he learned more about what it means for the whole cycle of death and going to the Shadowlands. I really don't know, but I'm super duper curious. Dreamweaver. I have purged the memories. What is up? We all start somewhere, sometimes in unexpected places. Me? You know, I just popped out of Ardenweald like a daisy. To have an old friend turn against you in the most terrible way, how very painful. But we are close now to soothing the dreamer. The time has come, the ritual will complete when you have fully entered into the dreamer's consciousness. It will be as if you are them in every aspect. They relive the moment of their death over and over and over again. It torments them. Something about how they ended. They had no control. They hurt the ones that they loved. Speak to me when you're ready to immerse yourself into this vision of the end. It's time. Enter the spirit's nightmare and bring her peace. Don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. So that was right there for those that didn't play Legion. That was Xavius hitting Ysera with the Tear of Elune, corrupted by the Nightmare, turning her to his side. And now we are her, reliving the moments where she died. Again I must fight. Again I must die. When will this nightmare ever end? Ysera's here. Steal your hearts and defend the temple. If you're wondering what we're doing at this point in time, we're riding with Tyrande, listening to some bullshit story about how she and Malfurion love each other very, 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 very much. I am sorry. There was no other way. Rar. You're gonna find out, Skuntman.
Now Xavius has me by the throat. I must abandon my beloved and subdue the most beautiful creature I have ever known.
This is your end, mortals! The dream is undone!
Die.
Not while I still draw breath.
Have a taste of my booty slap.
Are you truly lost, Ysera?
Booty slap.
After all we have built, all we have done.
How's that for a dragon fight? Do not fear, my dear friends. You will triumph in the end.
By the light of Elune, we will end this madness!
Okay. Prepare your tears. My death approaches. I feel her power near. Those lines I didn't see the first time around, by the way. It would be badass if her eyes would suddenly turn dark and Ysera would wake up from a nightmare where she's like, oh my god, what is Thrawn to become? Like, what the That would be well cool. What a terrible end for just such a majestic spirit. But that was why she connected with you. Because you are of the same world, you're from Azeroth. Now I can finally feel her nightmares wane. At last, she knows some peace. Thank you, my friends. The Drust are on their way with an army of monsters. Everyone from here to Shimmerbow saw that vision, with the teeth and the claws and the heart-wrenching sacrifice. But the Drust don't care about that. They just care that we have a lot of anima here, and they want it. I was about to say, I did kill her, you know. And Lazy Illidan, I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. While you were busy in Dreamlands, possessed spies have gotten into Hibernal Hollow. They must be hunted down and destroyed before they can report back on the Grove's defenses. Here, take this bit of magic. Seek out the ones in the shadows and smite them. Smite them with a vengeance. Okay. What do you want? The Droman's call. Our enemies close in swiftly. We must sound the call to defend the grove. Use this horn to call upon our protectors. Summon the wind hunt to slay those who would attack us. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be wild hunt. Take the horn, sound the call, and summon the hunt. Oh yeah, we need to check if we got a button. You're a tree historian. Greetings! What would you like to know about the trees? Oh, this is my jam. Do the trees have names? Yes, each tree has a name. Our tree in Hibernal Hollow is named Tirna Vaal. To the north, the grove of Tirna Vaal gets its name from the tree there. Tirnanock, the fallen tree, was lost early in the drought, and Tirna Rowan up in Heartwood Grove has just recently perished. Some other trees that still live are Tirna Cave, which is in the Grove of Claw's Edge. Tirna East is in the tree of Glitterfall Bassin, and my home tree, Tirna Fen, is in Dreamsong Fen. But other trees have been lost, like Tirna Malrol in Darkreach, and of course there's Tirna Scythe, but I wouldn't dare go near there. It is too dangerous. Are the Tirnan related to the trees? Oh yes, the Tirnan are so wonderful, tall, walking, talking tree folk. They are somehow related to the trees of Ardenweald, but they're so old and strange we don't know exactly how. Some of them can even hear the trees speaking to them, though they speak more in song and melody than in words from what I understand. It is fascinating. What happens when a tree dies? Shimmerfly's expression falls. It is a terrible tragedy to lose a tree. When there's not enough anima for the forest as a whole, the queen may choose to let one die in order to save the rest. A terrible choice, but necessary. When a tree dies, all of the wild seeds that were under this bough cannot be sustained. Some may be taken to another grove, but the rest... And what is worse, some say that in the dead groves, the barrier between Ardenweald and other planes is weakest. They say that in those places, we are most vulnerable to the outside attack. So that is also how the Drust are making use of it. Cool. Have fun at school, Arianiel. Where do you think Garrosh is? Garrosh is in our hearts. Always in our hearts. Revendreth, maybe? If not Revendreth, definitely Maldraxxus. You think in the Maw? You really think that Garrosh is irredeemable? Wow, okay. It's a bit harsh, y'all. I think Garrosh could definitely be redeemed. Okay. Horn sounded at the East Road. Sounds summons the Wild Hunt. Yeah, okay, so we definitely need to report the typo. If Garrosh isn't in the Maw, who do you think is? Arthas. Arthas is in the Maw. Everybody after Legion. Like, I've talked about this many, many times before. I find the term irredeemable to be incredibly harsh. It might apply to something like Old Gods, perhaps? Because they're just, you know, death and destruction. But known characters with background stories and whatnot. Irredeemable is harsh, man. At least give them a chance to repent. At least give them a little bit of a taste of the whip before you're like, nah, you're gonna go down to the Maw. Howdy, Scapfish. Can you call our version of Garrosh the worst version if he's redeemable? Well, yeah. Like, redeemable doesn't mean that he wasn't terrible, but it just means that he can change. And would you argue that there's no potential for change in Garrosh, not even after Christy Golden has said that if Kairos hadn't shown up with the whole scheme of let's go to an alternate reality, let's go back to the future, that Garrosh might have taken a different path? I would definitely argue that there's potential for Garrosh to change. Okay. I was about to say, uh-oh, North Road has no help. Irredeemable is such a strong term. I would prefer if the story behind the Maw was more in the direction of not that the Arbiter deems you irredeemable, but that you are always sent to Revendreth. And there you can make the choice of, okay, I am willing to spend millennia paying for my sins and trying to change. And if then you feel they do like, you go down in the Maw. I think that would be better than the Spirit just looking at you and be like, yeah, there's no hope. There is no hope for you whatsoever. And there we go. What do I think about Valeera in the intro quest? She's been showing up more often. But Valeera's loyalty has always been to House Rin. At least that is how it's been in the past. And I imagine Anduin being in the Maw is a big motivation for her to be like, yeah, you know, we're just gonna help out now. No one showed. That does not bode well. These Drust are very bold to send spies into my grove. Very bold and very foolish. The hunt is summoned and rides to her aid from all directions but the west. That is where Hunt Captain Corraine was hunting dangerous foes. She and the other members of the Hunt must have been waylaid. The Wild Hunters answer the call to defend us, except we are missing Hunt Captain Corraine and her forces. She had taken her forces to the west on the trail of a powerful foe. They may have encountered trouble. Find her and give her whatever aid she requires. We need forces and her leadership, or for our defense to stand. Koi. These Drusts fought to send a force to strike us from behind. Corraine smirks. Your call brought my brothers and sisters to reinforce, and they were the ones caught by surprise. Lokron is here. I tracked him all the way from Glittering Falls, then I saw the Drust try to flank our forces. I'd say they were rather surprised that we turned the table against them. Corraine's smile is fierce. She lifts her weapon and her voice to address all present. Brothers and sisters with me, we ride to defend the grove. Take no prisoners, and leave none standing. Wild Hunt with me for the Queen. Charge! C25K is a great app, yeah? Nice. We need a 4-legged allied race. I would love if these become an allied race. I would very much love it. I mean, there's a bit of a technical issue as in they are creatures of the Shadowlands, but still. Please, Blizzard. Give sits. I want sits. I need sits. Okay, so that's why the delay. So we now return to the Grove, and we find out the Drust are on a mass attack. There's a whole bunch of Gorak'tuls in there. There are rituals taking place. What is this? Empowered by Corraine, increasing damage done by 15%. Oh, sick. Oh, they each got their own little circle thing going on. Sick. Nature Spirit, do you want to help or we're good? What do you want? Hello? Okay, so real quick, this is off stream. Sorry, streamers that have been with me along the way, but I just quickly logged in to see if they potentially fixed the questline. And it does appear that Droman now has a name. This attack, it is like they're being driven. Right, let me quickly close my window. Now it's just you and me, YouTube. All to yourself. As I feared, the Drust and their minions have attacked Hibernal Hollow in force. But we will not let them destroy it. Fight with us. Let us drive them out. Let us win the battle, and now we need to clear them out. See? I now don't have a chat to be like, hey chat, how are the sound settings? What I really need is like a macro or an add-on that instantly put the sound settings on the same values every single time. That would make me very, very happy. But all the same, I'm actually really surprised that this has quickly been fixed. Something dangerous looms. Come to me and we will face it. We shall not let this grove fall. The queen entrusted me with the safety of Hibernal Hollow and all the spirits within. We cannot fall. I'm ready to stand with you. Placeholder scene. Oh man. Lokran and Foliar the Destroyer defeated. Okay. Destroyer are unleashed by the Druss leader Gorak'tul. So not Gorak'tul, but Gorak'tul. Is Gorak'tul also the one that we see in Mr. Tirna's Scythe? Don't think so. No, that's Ingra Malach, not Gorak'tul. Okay. So Gorak'tul is the big bad to keep your eye out on. Alrighty, alrighty, I see. Take them down quickly or we will lose her. The wildseed is being hurt. So yeah, in the first playthrough, this didn't even happen. They just skipped you on to the next part. And they were like, you were able to repel the attack. But the seed of Ysera definitely took a few blows. So it's nice to see that we at least get... Oh. Okay, well, there was one little spell over there that the game didn't like. So at least it's nice to see that there's actually a little bit more of extra questing to it. There's still going to be a placeholder cutscene. There are, all in all, there are a huge amount of in-game cutscenes and placeholders and epic moments that are still needing to be filled in. Ysera's wildseed has been damaged. She must be brought to the queen. And now when we hover over it, it actually tells us it's Ysera. You do manage to be in the middle of all the excitement, don't you? I see the dreams of the spirits. They are beautiful. I will fight to the death for Ardenweald. Okay, so we got the carrier. We're gonna go on a little stroll, I suppose. We have won today, but I fear maybe losing the dreamer. Be gentle. She's almost gone. Oh, Ysera, stay with me, damn it. Don't go to the light. Although we're already in the Shadowlands, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Wait, I can talk to it? Ysera's spirit is weak and strange to reach you. She is fading. Oh, Ysera, don't you do it. There has been too much death, and this one, she is special. Moonberry looks at you resolute. Her voice is strangely formal, her manner commanding. Come, we will carry her on the path of rebirth and entreat the queen to save her. Hurry and make preparations. We have little time. Speak with Moonberry. I'm ready to go, Moonberry. Let us go on a parade. Howdy, by the way, chat. Apologies for the quick start of the stream and not being like, hi, everybody. It's not going to be a very long stream. Basically, what happened was I quickly logged into the alpha to see if this questline was fixed. You might have seen yesterday's stream where our friend Droman Aliov was just not phasing properly and he was unknown and he was not accepting my quest. So, like 5 minutes ago, I logged in. I checked out this area to see if it was up, and it was actually up. So I first turned on the recording, and then I was like, you know what? We've been doing this on stream for the entire trip. You deserve to see this, or at least have a VOD of it at your earliest convenience. You deserve to witness the end of it. Valians, thank you very much for the 51, baby. So yeah, no camera, just in-game stuff, and we're quickly gonna finish up the main quest line. Because I did want to show it all. And I don't know if Twitch shows me as offline. Maybe it's because I've just been online for a little bit. Maybe it still needs a refreshing. Cute though, all the little butterflies that fly with. Like the entirety of Ardenweald, let's not forget. The entirety of Ardenweald actually saw Ysera's dreams. They saw what happened to her. They saw the cutscene of how she died. And the Druss, they just didn't care. The Druss were like, ooh, delicious anima, num 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 num, let me have a little taste. Whereas the rest of Ardenweald, they're like, no, we need to defend this precious seed. Despite all that's happening, we need to ask the Winter Queen to step up and save this beautiful spirit. And they're right, Ysera definitely deserves saving. You will not interfere, a possessed defender. Oh, snap. There are still those that want to attack the seed. Hello? All of Ardenweald, y'all feel ready to step up or nah? Like, this is a super, super cute moment, though. There's also a rare old Ardite. Don't know who that is. So it's quite a walk. I imagine, or at least I hope, that there's going to be a little bit of an RP. a little bit of an RP here that, you know, that entertains it, or maybe a couple of more assaults. But if you look at the amount of NPCs that they actually have appear for this, like, it seems like all of Ardenweald just walks with you on the path of resurrection or rebirth, whatever they call it. And they're all here for Ysera. It's quite beautiful. Imagine if they play like the music from the cutscene when she died. Oh, that would be heart-wrenching, man. That would kill me. Okay. So we have arrived. Lord Tirna. Moonberry, more tricks, or do you have serious matters? Alas, serious matters. We come in search of the Queen and her mercy. I hope the Queen will spare this one. I think having her around will make this place interesting. I see the dreams of the spirits. It's good that you have survived. You are strong. Spirit strange to reach you. She is fading. This Ysera fought and died for our world. For your world, even. I can respect that. I hope the Queen will spare her, but the Queen has many hard choices to make. So many have been lost. So many have died. Aww. Yeah, they haven't had it easy in Ardenweald. My frames are a bit low. Not exactly sure what that's about. Are you struggling, my little PC? Come on. Well met, stranger. You arrive in interesting times. Tirna snorts a love, and with equally interesting company. Much of the Queen's focus has centered on the Grove of Awakening, where rejuvenated spirits go to be returned to their worlds. Perhaps it is fitting that you carry a wounded spirit with you. Lord Tirna studies Ysera's wildseed for a moment, before a slow grin spread across his face. This one has a fighting spirit. Even now, it clings to existence. Come, stranger, let us see what fate the Queen will decree for this one. And let us plead with the Winter Queen to save that noble green dragon aspect. Gee willikers, I do wonder what she's going to choose. And this is the Grove of the Awakening. Placeholder, a really, really cool movie happens here. And before you know it, before you even can say, how do you do, Ysera returns, and I cannot wait to see that movie. Absolutely cannot wait to know how much they made a tearjerker out of her death. I have very, very high hopes for this cutscene. So yeah, Ysera returns. The Winter Queen has seen fit to bless her spirits. The Winter Queen turns her gaze upon you. How curious to see someone like you in my forest. You have my gratitude. You saved me, yet my mind is still cloudy, unfocused. She talks? You are reborn in Ardenweald, child of dreams. To this realm are you bound, and you will share its fate. Ah, she spoke to me. My core tells me you bear an important message. You have my attention. Please accept the Primus's message. The Winter Queen observes the message from the Primus. My old friend, after countless ages, our worst fears have come to pass. If the Banished One stirs, then we face a danger even more grave than this crippling drought. Come, join me at my court and stand before the heart of the forest. There we shall speak further. Ooh, that's also new. Cool. Ysera has been, like, Ardenweald is the domain where Spirits of the Wild return to, and it is the autumn and winter compared to the spring and summer of the Emerald Dream. This is where they spend their time recovering, where they could potentially return to the Emerald Dream and then to Azeroth, or at least that's the case for all wild gods, and in this case also Ysera, the green dragon aspects. We are not entirely certain if the same fate goes for spirits of other domains. We don't know if they even have an Emerald Dream or if they just come back here, right? That is still something that needs to be revealed. I would find it very interesting if the Emerald Dream actually spans further than just Azeroth. Because the origin of the Emerald Dream, it's always been a little bit vague. Its implementation has always been a little bit vague. And it could definitely be expanded upon, which would be pretty cool, because then we could also use the Emerald Dream potentially to travel to a whole different planets, ain't it? That could be cool. And good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so this is going to be your Order Hall domain, the Heart of the Forest. You are not actually allowed in here unless you've done the quests, which is pretty cool. Like, I tried to go in here and they just kicked me out. I see the dreams of the spirits. They are beautiful. So many have been lost. The Ysera fought and died for the world. I can respect that. I hope the queen will spare this one.
Much remains to be done.
Oh, Ysera. It makes me so happy.
We all play a part in nature's plan. The dreamer has awoken. The dream gives us shelter. The dream gives us hope. The dreamer has awoken.
There you go. This place is new, and yet I feel almost as if I've been here before. What will you do now? I feel that so much has happened in my absence. It will take time for me to be myself again, if that is even possible. Thank you for saving me. So, the eye color of her humanoid model, are they different than the ones that are currently in-game? Her eyes do appear to be open, which is interesting. I was looking actually if they were like the necromantic color as her dragon form had, or if they are similar to what she has right now, and I would have to look it up.
The dream gives us shelter.
Stay a while and listen. I feel a profound connection to this place, and yet I feel my dreams stretch beyond. I wonder, will I ever see Azeroth again? You are bound to the Queen and thus to Ardenweald. Your old home may yet exist, but you survive here. You speak as one who knows what it means to lose your home. Aye, I do. My world shattered beneath the hammer of the Burning Legion. I have no home to return to. The Legion threatened my home, threatened Azeroth as well. In time you will adapt, as it must be in nature. We serve the cycle, and the Queen guides us. But Ardenweald too is under threat. I see many shadows tearing at the fringe, clawing their way in. Yes, and with your help we will drive them back, I have no doubts. Thank you, Alioth. I welcome your counsel, and your friendship. Ah, okay. That's kind of cool. It is good to see you survived. You are strong. And of course, if you talk to him, he lets you know how his world died, what it used to be, and how he got to be here. The Queen regards you steadily. Yes, Your Majesty. The heart of the forest is vital to Ardenweald and to the protection of the realms beyond. Long ago, we drew upon its magic to ensure the maw would be inescapable, that the banished one would remain forever bound. The drought has caused the heart to wither. Its strength must be bolstered, though we have precious little anima to save our waning groves. An impossible choice, yet one that must be made for the good of the cycle. We drew upon its magic to ensure that the maw would be inescapable. Interesting. Because this suggests that the first ones are indeed the Pantheon of Death, right? And that the whole inescapable maw bit is connected to the drought created by Revendreth and, you know, all the souls now going to the maw. That is interesting. But then I still wonder why exactly that runestone in the maw actually responded to us. And some are thinking the Helm of Domination, which would be rather interesting. We're gonna find out. The banished one stirs, and Ardenweald's power withers in droughts. The news that you have brought is troubling. I've used my own power to confront this drought, to save what spirits I could, to spare what worlds I could. More must be diverted to keep the banished one held, and yet still more anima is needed, more than Ardenweald has to spare. The Queen considers for a moment. Sir Denethrius, or Sire Denethrius even, is a master of anima extraction. I now send you to him with a request. Grant me what anima he can. Perhaps together we can all survive. Your path leads onward, mortal. Know that you've gained an ally in me and in Ardenweald. Yeah. So, pretty cool. Like, I love how all the zones are connected to one overarching story. And yesterday I uploaded a video about the Spires of Ascension, in which we talk about the motivation of the Forsworn and a lot of interesting implications. Also mission board, by the way. Just putting it out there. Channel Anima to Tirna Vaal, unlocking new daily quests. Challenge a powerful foe. Access to the Mighty Night Fae enhancements. World quest, daily quests. Special treasure. Fight an enemy champion. I mean, we don't have anima quite yet. Huh. Interesting. I mean, not precisely a mission board. It just seems to be like use your anima for something to unlock a new thing that you can do. That's kind of cool. But my point being was, somebody commented like, having the jailer as the good guy seems like a weird storytelling, especially with all that happened. And my motivation when it comes to, I want a more interesting storyline. I want questions being asked about the Shadowlands, how it works, what the fate is of the jailer, why he was, you know, banished to the maw, why they decided to do all of this. It's not so much to make the jailer the good guy, because for all we know, and most likely, the jailer is going to be the uber bad guy, right? During Wrath of the Lich King, the Lich King showed up right away at the start. He was our threat, and we were going to face him at the end. And on the way, he was taunting us. I'm hoping that Shadowlands is going to have a similar idea behind it. Like, right at the get-go, you see the jailer, he's taunting you. That is the path that you're going to follow. But all of that said, it's not necessarily to make him the good guy, but it's to make more of an interesting storyline. Because there is, you know, you can make a big bad like the Void Lords, and they just want to consume the universe, and that is all there is to it. Rather, I want to know, how did it happen and why did it happen? And is it all as black and white as it's portrayed, or is there more to it? And I'm really, really curious. The sprout has become the trunk holds the sky contains the sprouts, and so the cycle continues. Okay, so I've mentioned this before, but if you're looking for the pretty covenant, you want to be the pretty one, then Ardenweald, the Night Fae, is definitely going to be the place for you. They didn't give us the reason for us to want to bring the jailer down. Thanks to Mr. GM. Big thank you to Mr. GM. He messaged me yesterday on Twitter, in which he mentioned that there was the introductory quest line between exiting the maw and going to Bastion, and it gave a couple more hints, a bit more information. So last night at around 2 o'clock, I was like, hang on, I'm on this. I want to know what's going on. So I made a new testing character and I went through the maw. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on a brand new testing character, but for some reason, if you have a higher level character, in this case I use my max level one, and you get summoned into the maw, which Mr. GM was kind enough to do, you can pick up the breadcrumb quest, which is the start of the whole maw experience. So then 30 to 45 minutes later, you get out of the maw, you enter Oribos, and they give you a little bit more of an explanation. I'll pull up the recordings, by the way, so we can watch it at the same time. You can actually see what I'm talking about. But they do give more motivation as to why exactly we need to take care of the jailer. As you can also read on the Shadowlands websites, if the jailer breaks out, if the maw is able to break its bonds, then trouble ahead. They will consume the universe. It is not going to be a happy time. My god, this is pretty. They have like the tentacle creatures from Zangarmarsh as well. It's called Betsy, and it's a Silk Strider. And this is a Silk Strider caretaker. Yes, quite right. You would appreciate a Silk Striker, wouldn't you? You would very much like that to be your mount. Well, do I have a deal for you, young Fae? Go on over to blizzardbattle.net.shop and drop a delicious $25, and you too can look menacing with a little bug in your hands. Yes. Pet the larva like you mean it. How about I pet little Ruda over here? Ruda, let me pet ya. Bark, bark. Oh, Ruda is like, what did you do? Why did you touch me? I'm looking for a lost companion. Okay. It's quite huge as well when it comes to, like, it's the heart of the forest. It's like the massive tree right in at the beginning. It's well cool. Here the fairies are hanging out. Are you okay? Aw, you don't even give me mojo. That's some bullshit. Mm-hmm. General goods, innkeeper. Were you just shaking your head? Are you alright? Quartermaster, food and drink, blah blah blah. Okay. Flameo. Alright. Recording what goes on as they send us in Revendrafts. Let us get that done. So, Tal Inara, the honored voice. Hello there. What does floor 10 mean? Whoa, what? 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 Weird. What has transpired? Tell me everything. Revendreth is quite possibly the most efficient at extracting anima. Perhaps they can lend aid where others cannot. Know that while souls have been known to return from Revendreth, they are never the same when they do. It is a dark realm where those the Arbiter deems worthy of a chance of redemption are sent. Open the gate and enter the realm. Floor 10. Ding dong. So weird. Okay. Now I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do this quest. Let's see. Wait, we need to go up. I am from the Netherlands, Feast Gaming. I am the Dutchy boy. So originally you're supposed to open up the Revendreth gateway, which is pretty much like click on the thing and it'll give you a little bit of information about the zone. But that is not available right now for this character anyways. So now it just tells you like, hey, you opened up the gate, good job.
Master, the creature has arrived.
Master, sorry for the state of things. Usually Event Fear will be here to greet you. Been a while since we've seen anyone come through their gates. All good though, as I know the welcoming speech better than a good morning whipping. So yeah, that is how we go into Revendreth, and then it's pretty much like we tested on the Thingamajig. There will of course be a full playthrough of Revendreth as well. We're not going to be recording it today, but it is on its way. We're going to do it.